Good morning, and thank you for joining us for today's daily devotional. I'm excited to be continuing our series through the book of Proverbs, and we're on Proverbs chapter 16 today. Proverbs 16:1 says, "The plans of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord." What I love about Proverbs 16 is it's all about planning. Now, how many of you would say that you're a planner? If I went to your house today, would I be able to find a meal plan on your fridge? Something with Sunday, chicken and rice, Monday, pizza night, Tuesday, sandwiches, Wednesday, salads, Thursday, barbecue, Friday, pot pie, and Saturday, my favorite day, leftover night. Or are you the type of person that goes to the cupboard and asks, what am I hungry for? What sounds good? And you're forced to eat the random things that you find because you didn't plan out what you were looking for. Proverbs is remarkable for its practicality, and this makes its teaching on divine sovereignty all the more incredible. A lot of people have said, if God is fully sovereign, if he ordains whatsoever comes to pass down the tiniest details of what could happen in creation, then our choices ultimately don't really matter. After all, such people would say, if God has ordained it, it's going to happen anyway. It doesn't matter what we do. But this isn't fully right. Yeah, God, he ordained all the particulars of his creation. Ephesians 1:11 says he works all things according to the counsel of his will. But his sovereignty doesn't ignore the decisions and actions of the agents within the creation, us. Even though there's a great mystery in how divine providence operates, the Bible says, and authors have no problem believing what people think, feel, and do really matters. That they remain fully responsible, even though it's the Lord's decree is comprehensive and establishes everything that ever happens. If we think that divine sovereignty, it just ultimately dictates the importance of human actions, that demonstrates our stubborn and sinful refusal to arm the true understanding of reality. It's given to those inspired by the Lord to reveal his truth and not the incoherence of divine sovereignty and human responsibility. But see, many Christians are guilty of carrying on their own plans without depending on God's direction. They don't pray about their decisions, seek godly counsel, or even look into what God has shown them or given to them, or watch for the various ways that he will direct them. They refuse to consider all that God has revealed. The result of this is usually a life marred with anxiety and frustration. To humans belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the proper answer of the tongue. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. The same two verses in the Message Bible says this: mortals make elaborate plans, but God has the final word. Make your motions and cast your votes, but God has the final say. So we would consider this in a way of a parent with a little kid. Parents will allow their children to make choices of who they want to be friends with, the types of sports they want to play, the activities they want to be involved in. And parents may create the impression that their children are free to do whatever they like. However, there is a larger framework to their choices. Parents can usually help direct a child in staying away from certain people or from going to a sport that maybe isn't quite meant for them. Sometimes their guidance is more obvious, as parents will discourage their friends from being, or their kids from being friends with the really bad kid that's in the class that will steal their lunch. But mostly it's for their safety. Mostly, though, as kids mature and they grow up, they feel free that they're able to make their plans. And likewise, it's the same relationship with us and God. And God has given us enormous freedom, and we can take many and varied choices as we please. But we don't always see the larger framework. The choices we make are subject to God's sovereignty, which is a good thing because he is good. Thank you for joining us for today's daily devotional. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.